Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Dimal Pereira and we are in the process of introducing you new ways of English teaching, and this will obviously help you to sound like a more native speaker in English, of course. And we have planned so much. We have planned so many lessons that will help you to sound more like a native English speaker. And guys, if you wanna really sound like a native speaker, yes, stay with us. Okay, let's see what we are going to discuss today. Okay, as first lesson, we have selected one important aspect of English language, and that is how you are going to start your conversation. හැම භාෂාවකම වැදගත් වෙනවා ඔයා කොහොමද ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ conversation එක සංවාදය ආරම්භ කරන්න කියලා. ඒක හුඟක් වැදගත් වෙනවා තමුන් කතා කරන එක්කෙනත් එක්ක ඔයා හොඳ වැදීමක් ඇති කරගන්න. අපි හුඟක් අඳුරන්නේ නැති එක්කෙනෙක් නම් එහෙම නැති වුණත් අපි අඳුරන එක්කෙනෙක් වුණත් එයාත් එක්ක conversation එකක් සුහදව පටන් ගන්න positive ආකාරයට පටන් ගන්න එක හුඟක් වැදගත් වෙනවා. That will be very important. How you start your conversation with a good feeling and with a good impression, and that will help you to drag your conversation in a very positive sound. Okay, and if you take a conversation, and the first thing mostly that we are asking from the other person is how are you. Okay, and හැම භාෂාවකම අපි සංවාදය පටන් ගන්නකොට බොහෝ දුරට පටන් ගන්නේ කොහොමද ඔයාට කියලා අහලා. ඉතින් දැන් ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවේ දැන් කොහොමත් හුඟක් වෙලාවට ලංකාවේ කට්ටිය යූස් කරන්නේ how are you කියන එක. And today we are going to discuss how you can change it to give a more friendly impression to the other person. කොහොමද අපි හුඟක් friendly වෙන්නේ, කොහොමද ඇත්තටම how are you කියලා අහන්නේ. And the other thing is, in native speakers, they think that when you ask from somebody how are you, that you are not that much interested in knowing how the things are going. You can English native speakers ලා හුඟක් වෙලාවට හිතනවා කවුරු හරි ඔයාගෙන් how are you කියලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගෙන් අහුවාම ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇත්තටම තමුන්ගේ දේවල් ගැන දැනගන්න උවමනාවෙන් නෙවෙයි අහන්නේ කියලා ඉම්ප්‍රෙෂන් එකක් හැඟීමක් native speakers ලාගේ අතරේ ඒ කියන්නේ foreigners ලාගේ ඉංග්‍රීසි හොඳට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් අයගේ හිතේ තියෙනවා. So that is the one reason that we have to avoid using how are you. And the other thing is, if you sound more friendly, that will be helpful to start your conversation in a positive manner. So let's talk about how you are going to change it with a positive impression. බලමු කොහොමද how are you කියන එක change කරගන්නේ කියලා අවස්ථාව අනුව. To do that, I'll be teaching you in 3 sections. Okay, in the first section I'll be teaching you how you can change it in a casual conversation, and second I'll be talking about very formal situation. When I tell you formal, it will be more kind of a posh situations that you will come across. And third one, of course, we'll be having some ways of asking how are you in a very much fun manner. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි හුඟක් fun එකේ ඉන්නකොට කොහොමද how are you කියලා අහන්නේ කියලා අපි අන්තිමට ඉගෙන ගමු. So without further delay, let's jump into the lesson. Okay, the first way of asking how are you is you can just use how are you doing. How are you doing? You can just ask by how are you doing. So that will sound more like friendly. එකකින් හුඟක් friendly ගතියක් එනවා how are you කියලා අහනවා තියෙනවට වඩා මේකෙන් අනිත් කෙනාට හැඟෙනවා ඔයා ගැන ඇත්තටම මේ පුද්ගලයාට දැනගන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් එහෙම නැත්නම් හැඟීමක් තියෙනවා කියලා. So when somebody is asking how are you going to reply? The most common method of replying in Sri Lanka is, of course, you will say I'm doing good, but that is grammatically incorrect and it will give you a wrong idea to the other person, because when you say I'm doing good, it will basically means that you are doing some charity works. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා යම්කිසි හොඳ දෙයක් කරනවා කියන අදහස තමයි mean වෙන්නේ when you say I'm doing good. So how are you going to respond that question when somebody is asking how are you? You can say I'm doing great, or as you can say I'm doing well. Okay, so you can use something like that instead of telling I'm doing good. So one thing to remember, never say I'm doing good. And the second one that you can use is you can just ask how have you been. By asking how have you been, you are telling the other person and giving an idea to the other person that you really want to know how their life been in the last few days. ඒක හින්දා ඒ ක්‍රමය හුඟක් friendly method එකක් වෙනවා to ask from somebody how have you been. ඒක හුඟක් ලස්සන ක්‍රමයක්, හුඟක් කට්ටිය පාවිච්චි කරන ක්‍රමයක්. So I highly recommend you guys to use that phrase when you asking from somebody how are you. එතකොට ඔයාලට කොහොමද reply කරන්න පුළුවන්? එතකොට you can simply say I have been very good, and if you are not that good, you can say I've not been that good. So something like that you can say when somebody is asking from you how have you been. And the third one, well, that is very simple phrase again. You can just ask what's going on, and this is a very common method of asking from your friend how he or she is doing කියලා අහන්න පුළුවන් හොඳම ක්‍රමයක් තමයි යාළුවෙක්ගෙන් මේ ක්‍රමය. So ඒකත් ඔයගලන්ට යූස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ කාගෙන් හරි how are you කියලා අහනකොට what's going on. So the other person can say nothing much, not much. So something like that. The other person can reply with their brief answer එකකින් මේකට reply කරන්න පුළුවන්. So the third one is what's going on, and the reply nothing much. And the fourth one is then again a very simple one. You can just ask what's new, or else you can ask what's new with you. The abbreviation is what's. We're asking what is new with you, but you have to use what's new with you. So it's kind of asking about their latest updates. Okay, so it is then again a very friendly manner of asking from someone how are you. Okay, the next one is a very common one. I hope every one of you are very much familiar with that, but some of you are not that confident in using this. Of course, you can just ask from your friend what's up buddy කියන එකෙත් තේරුම how are you කියන එක තමයි ගාක් අපි මේක යූස් කරන්නේ තමුන්ට ළඟම යාළුවොත් එක්ක. හැබැයි තමුන්ට යාළුවෙක්ගෙන් how are you කියනකට වඩා what's up කියලා අපි අහන එක ගාක්ම friendly විදිහක්. ඒකින්ද යාළුවෙක්ගෙන් වගේ කොහොමද කියලා අහනකොට how are you වගේ එකක් භාවිතා කිරීම එච්චරම සුදුසු නැහැ. Okay, the sixth way that you can ask from someone how are you is you can just ask what are you up to. දැන් මේක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ආයමත් ඔයගලන්ට කියන්න ඕනේ හුඟක් යාළුවෝ අතර භාවිතා කරන ක්‍රමයක්. ඒකින්ද හින්දා හුඟක් ෆෝමල් අවස්ථාවලදී මේ ක්‍රමය use කරන්න එපා. So the sixth method is what are you up to? Okay, let's talk about the number 7. Okay, අපි number 7 හැටියට කොහොමද use කරන්න කියලා අපි බලමු. How are you කියලා අහන විදිය. ඒක තමයි හරිම ලේසි. How are the things going on? How are the things going on? How are the things going on? ඒකත් friendly විදියක් තව එක්කෙනෙක්ගෙන් how are you කියලා අහන එක. How are the things going on? So imagine that you are in a working environment. As soon as you walk into the workflow, you can ask from your colleague, how are the things going on? Okay. Number 8. You can just ask, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? So when you ask from somebody, how are you feeling? You are just asking about their health condition. Then හිතන්න ඔයාගේ යාළුවෙක් පොඩ්ඩක් සික් වෙලා හිටිය කියලා ලෙඩ වෙලා හිටිය කියලා අන්න ඒ වගේ අවස්ථාවකදී it is more suitable that you ask from that person, how are you feeling now? How are you feeling? Okay, the number 10. You can just ask from the other person, how is it going? How is it going? So this is very much American way of asking how are you, but it sounds very natural. So without just asking how are you, you can just ask, how is it going? Okay, number 11. You can just ask, how is everything? How is everything? So it's more like a general question that you're asking from the other person. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඔයා කොහොමද හැම දෙයක්ම කරගෙන ඉන්නේ කියන වගේ තේරුමක් එකේ තියෙන්නේ. So then again, it's very friendly manner of very casual way of asking from somebody, how are you? How is everything? Start using. Okay, number 12 is then again a very simple question. You can just ask, how's things? How is things? How's things? Okay, and it's very nice way of asking from somebody, how are the things going on with them. ඒකත් උගක් use කරන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ. උගක් ඒකත් friendly විදියක්, how are you? Okay, number 13. You can just ask, how's life? Or as you can ask, how's life treating you? How is life treating you? Okay, remember that. Okay, number 14. You can just ask, how's the day going? Or as you can ask, how's your day been? How's your day going? By asking how's your day going, you are being specific about the day that you are talking. You can ඒ දවස ගැන පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරනවා when you ask from somebody, how's your day been? Or how's your day going? කියලා අහනකොට. Okay, number 15 is not that common, but of course you can use it. That is, are you alright? Are you alright? Okay, this is something that you can ask from somebody who has problems in their life. You can ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනකොට මේක use කරන්න පුළුවන්. So the number 15 is, are you alright? Okay, guys, we have already talked about the ways that you can ask how are you from a friend or in a casual situation, okay, from somebody that you already know very well. But now we are moving into the section of how you are going to ask from somebody in a situation where there is very formal. ඒ කියන්නේ අඳුරන්නේ නැති එක්කෙනෙක් එක්ක formal situation එකනේ office එකක වගේ meeting එකකදී එහෙම නැත්නම් interview එකකදී කලින් කතා කරලා නැති සමහරට ඔයාගේ හම්බෙච්ච නැති boss කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එයාත් එක්ක කොහොමද අහන්නේ how are you කියලා අපි දැන් පොඩ්ඩක් ඉගෙන ගමු. Okay, the first method of asking how are you in a formal conversation is, how do you do? How do you do? Very simple phrase that is, but you use it in an interview or in a business meeting when you do something like when you handshake with that person. ඔයා අතින් අත දෙන ගමන් වගේ තමයි ඔයාගේ අපි අහන්නේ how are you කියලා. How do you do? භාවිතා කරලා. දැන් ඒ ක්‍රමය භාවිතා කරන්න එපා යාළුවෙක් එක්ක කතා කරනකොට. මොකද it will sound odd. Okay, number 2, you can just ask, are you well? Are you well? And this is another way of asking how are you in a very formal environment, or as you can call it a very posh environment. So this is a method used by British people when they are in a very posh environment, very formal environment එකක ඉන්නකොට නැත්නම් posh party එකක ඉන්නකොට British කට්ටිය use කරන ක්‍රමයක් තමයි how are you කියලා අහන්න. Are you well? Okay, number 3. This one is very rare phrase that we use when it comes to ask how are you. How are you කියලා අහන හුඟක් කලාතුරකින් use කරන එකක් තමයි, but that is very posh. කියන හුඟක්ම posh අවස්ථාවක use කරන එකක් තමයි අපි posh වෙලාවක use කරන එකක් තමයි මේ ක්‍රමය. How do you fare? How do you fare it? How do you fare? දැන් ඒක හුඟක් භාවිතා වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඒක හුඟක් භාවිතා කරන්නේ හුඟක්ම posh event එකකදී British කට්ටිය. But you can use it. Just remember it when you are in a posh situation. If you have that in your brain, you can use it. Okay, number 4. Okay, the next one is, of course, then again you can use it in a situation where you have a business meeting. So if you are the boss in that company, you can use this way of asking from your colleagues whether they are doing well කියලා. මේ ක්‍රමය හුඟක් භාවිතා කරන්නේ හුඟක්ම business situation එකකදී කළමනාකරු වගේ කෙනෙක් තමුන්ගේ සේවකයෙක්ගෙන් business meeting එකකදී මේ ක්‍රමය භාවිතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. කොහොමද ඔයගොල්ලෝ හොඳින් ඉන්නවද කියලා භාවිතා කරනකොට. And we use it to check on the progress on a project. and project එකක් කොහොමද කරගෙන යන්නේ කියලා අහන්න අපි මේ ක්‍රමය භාවිතා කරනවා. So that is, how are things coming along? 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 කියලා අහන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඒ වැඩ කරන කට්ටියගේ සැපදුක් කෙසේද කියලා අහන ගමන්ම කොහොමද ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ නැත්නම් යම්සි වැඩ කටයුත්තක progress එක කියලාත් අහන්න. So remember, it is how are things coming along? Okay, number 5 is very similar to we have discussed previously. In a business situation, in a formal situation, you can ask from somebody, how's everything coming together? How's everything coming together? එකත් කලින් වගේම තමයි very formal way of asking how are you. How's everything coming together? How's everything coming together? Okay, number 6 that we are talking about is you can just ask, how's your health? How's your health? කියලා අහන්න පුළුවන් in a formal situation, but then again this is not going to be in a office or in a posh party environment, but this could be in a say in a with your doctors, or in a formal situation you can use how is your health. Okay, last but not least, we are going to talk about some fun phrases that you can use to ask from somebody how are you. How are you කියලා කොහොමද fun විදියට අහන්නේ, කොහොමද happening විදියට අහන්නේ කියලා අපි අන්තිමට කතා කරමු. Okay, the first one is very interesting one, and this is basically very American, and it's a shorter version of how do you do. You can just say howdy, howdy. So don't use it in a formal situation or with somebody that you are not that you don't know very much. හොඳටම නග ආශ්‍රය කරන යාළුවෙක් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Howdy. Howdy. Number 2. This one is very funny one, but this has come to very much popular with the American talk shows and American movies. You can just ask, how is it hanging? how is it hanging? And very funny phrase, but you can use it with your friends. How is it hanging? Okay, the third one is something very rare. You may have not heard it, and it is something that has come back from old TV shows and old movies, and that is house tricks. House tricks. මතක තියාගන්න. ඒකත් යූස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක දැන් වැඩි භාවිතා වෙන්නේ නැති එකක්. හැබැයි දැන් ආයෙමත් භාවිතා කරන්න පටන් ගන්න තියෙනවා. American British කට්ටිය. House tricks. Okay, the fourth one is very nice one. You can use it. That is what's sizzling. What's sizzling. දැන් ඔයාලා යාළුවොත් එක්ක මේක පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන් යූස් කරන්න. ඒක හුඟක් friendly method එකක්. යාළුවෝ අතරේ භාවිතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. You can ask how are you by the way of saying what's sizzling, or as you can use what's kicking. What's kicking. දැන් මේව හුඟක් American කට්ටිය movies වලින් පුරුදු කරපු දේවල් phrases, but I think they are very interesting when it comes to friendly conversation. So start using it, so it will give you more variety to your spoken English. Okay guys, that's it for today, and I hope that you don't feel that bad after listening to those informative method of asking how are you, but write them somewhere and start to use it, and it will give or add some color to your spoken language. Okay, so that's how you're gonna improve your spoken English. එහෙම තමයි අපි spoken පැත්ත හදාගන්න ඕනේ. මොකද අපගේ අන්තිම පරමාර්ථය වෙන්නේ to speak like a native speaker. කියන්නේ අපගේ අන්තිම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ native speaker කෙනෙක් හැටියට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරන එක හින්දා. So we will meet you with another interesting lesson. Keep your fingers crossed, and I'll add my contact information in the below description, and please don't forget to subscribe so that you will be getting more news on our future lessons. Okay, bye for now.